So we're sat here now in Bethnal Green in East London, just a few meters away from the 265 Poyser Street, the Resistance Gallery, the place where we met Paul Robinson for the very first time. And if you go far back enough, that's truly where this story all really begins. You see, when Paul Robinson first laid his eyes on this man, it was here in the Resistance Gallery. And it was here that he made that decision to call up Progress Wrestling and put this man in the Natural Progression series all the way back in 2019. And I've heard Paul say how this man failed just because he lost. Yeah, he might have lost the match, but he didn't fail. Because if you go back and watch that footage, when that match was over, every single person in the Electric Ballroom was chanting this man's name, chanting, "Please come back." The only real failure in this story is Paul Robinson. See, you stood in that ring, you stood in the middle of the Electric Ballroom and you called out all the phony tough guys in that locker room. As far as I'm concerned, there was only ever one phony tough guy in that locker room to begin with, and that's you. Because you spent the past few months hiding behind us, hiding behind R&M, and you can pretend you were doing us some sort of favor all you want, but the fact of the matter is, you hid behind us because you're a coward. You talk about how I was on this mission to find you your belt. I was Detective Kosta, out on the prowl with the 265 OGs trying to find the stolen Proteus title. And I've heard you say, how could I not know? Well, I'll be honest with you, maybe I just didn't want to know. Maybe I didn't want to know that you had it all along because I trusted you. But here's the little thing that you don't realize. The only reason I ever figured it out is because of you. You see, after we got that big win over the Kings of the North, you said something on a microphone that just made me really think. You said, "Kosta, forget about the Proteus?" This coming from a man who would much sooner break the legs of a man who looked at that championship wrong, much less stole it. And I didn't want to believe it. I really didn't. But I always go with my gut. So I sent the 265 boys out, and lo and behold, there it was. The Proteus Championship in all of its glory, sitting in your house. But hey, you were one step ahead again. Because when I did confront you about it, what did you do? You kicked this man low, and then you take me out. You tie him up to the ropes, you smash me over the head with a chair, you stomp my head into the ground, and you leave me laying, and you made him watch. Well, understand this. On July the 28th, when you come to Progress Wrestling and stand in the Electric Ballroom, you're not going to be fighting a guy who's not prepared for a fight. You're going to be fighting a guy who's coming for blood, coming for your guts, and most importantly of all, coming to take the one thing that you truly hold dear, that Proteus Championship. Paul Robinson, the guy that you're going to fight is Malik, aka the Hit.
The history lesson has been told. You've heard it all from Kosta. The way I see it now, Robbo, you know everything that we've been through in there. But when I'm standing across that ring from you, I'm gonna slap that scarred up bald head straight off your damn shoulders. You keep calling me a failure again and again, and you know what that means? One thing for me. You've lit that fire, because I need to beat you, Robbo. You see, your biggest failure will be my biggest success when I rip that title from your cold, dead hands, motherfucker.